Well, good morning, students. So today in this video, we'll discuss chapter 6, Foundation of Business Intelligence, Database and Information Management. So this note is related to MIS subject, Management Information System subject. And in Management Information System, MIS subject, today we'll discuss chapter 6, Foundation of Business Intelligence, Database and Information Management. So let us start. Okay, file organization. Define a bit. A bit is defined as the smallest unit of data a computer can handle. Byte. Byte is defined as the group of bits. Field. Field is defined as the grouping of characters as words or numbers. Example, person's name or age. Record. It is defined as a group of related files. Example, student name, course taken, the date, the grade, etc. File. A group of records of the same type is called file. Database. Database is defined as a group of related files. Entity. Entity is defined as a person, place, thing, or event on which we store and maintain information. Attribute. Uh, Attribute is defined as the properties or characteristics of a particular entity. So you can see here, this is the example of database. Database is in the this form: course file, financial file, or personal file. So file is in the example of file is like this: course. In course table, you have the student ID of 39044 and course. Column IS101 and the date is F06 and the grade obtained is B plus. So this in a course table, this is the example of file. So now record is like this: student ID, course ID, date, grade. Field is like IS101 course field. Here the course is field, you can see here, and byte is in the form of 01001001, letter I in ASCII, bit 0. So now coming towards the problem with the traditional file environment. So first, flat file system. So flat file system is defined as the traditional way of storing the data is known as flat file system. Flat file system stores data in a plain text file. Here the records are specified in a single line. And there are some problems with the traditional file environment. They are: first one is data redundancy. Second one is data inconsistency. Third one is security problem. Fourth one is data security. Fifth one is difficult in processing complex queries. Sixth one is difficulty in accessing data. So first one, data redundancy. Data redundancy refers to the duplication of data. Let's say we are managing the data of a college where a student is enrolled for 2 courses. The same student details in such case will be stored twice, which will take more storage than needed. Data redundancy often leads to higher storage cost and poor access time. Now the next one is data inconsistency. In data inconsistency, data redundancy leads to data inconsistency. Let's take some example that we have taken above. A student is enrolled for 2 courses and we have a student address stored twice. Now let's say students request to change his address. If the address is changed at one place and not on all the records, then this can lead to data inconsistency. Now next one is security problem. Database should be accessible to the users in a limited way. Each user should be allowed to access data concerning his application only. For example, a customer can check balance only for his or her own account. He or she should not have access for information about other accounts. But in file processing system, application programs are added in an ad hoc manner by different programmers. So it is difficult to enforce such kind of security constraints. And now next one is data security. Data should be secure from unauthorized access. For example, a student in a college should not be able to see the payroll details of the teachers. Such kind of security constraints are difficult to apply in file processing system. And the next one is difficulty in accessing the data. Difficulty in accessing the data arises whenever there is no application program for a specific task. DBMS also a DBMS allows access to the data in a database and consists of a set of interrelated data together with a set of programs to access those data. So now coming to the definition of database. Define database. Database is also known as collection or container of data files. So database is defined as a collection of interrelated data of objects or entities stored in a tabular form. For example, phone, diary, result sets, etc. So coming to our defined database management system, DBMS. Database management system is also known as database package or database engine. DBMS, database management system, is a software that defines, manipulates, and manages the database. DBMS separates logical and physical views of data. So now next topic is how our DBMS, database management system, solves the problem of traditional file system or traditional file environment. Or this question is also in simple terms. This question is called as what are the advantages of DBMS? Okay, so there are 6 advantages. Let us see. First one is minimize data redundancy. Second one is sharing of data. Third one is data consistency. Fourth one is security. Fifth one is backup and recovery. Sixth one is search capability. So coming from the first one, minimize data redundancy. In file processing system, duplicate data is created in many places because all the programs have their own files. This created data redundancy, which in turn wastes labor and space. In DBMS, all the files are integrated in a single database. The whole data is stored only once at a single place, so there is no chance of duplicate data. Example, a student record in library or examination can contain duplicate values, but when they are converted into a single database, all the duplicated values are removed. Now moving toward the second one, sharing of data. In DBMS, data can be shared in between authorized user of database. All the users have their own right to access the database up to a level. Database administration has complete access of database. He can assign users to access the database. Now next one is data consistency. Database management system controls data redundancy, which in turn control data consistency. Data consistency means if you want to update the data in any field, in any files, then all the file should not be updated again. As in the database management system, data is stored in single database. So data becomes more consistent in comparison to file processing system. Also, updated values are available to all the users immediately. Moving to our next security. Data security means protecting your precious data from unauthorized access. Only authorized users should have the grant to access the database. There is a username set for all the users who access the database with the password, so no other guy can access this information. Database management system always keep the database tamper-proof, secure, and theft-free. So now next one is backup and recovery. Database management system allows automatic backup and recovery of the database. For example, if a system fails in the middle of any process, then database management system stores the values of that state in which a database were before query execution. So now next one is a search capability. Users of database may require to fetch data from the database. There are numerous queries users may ask about the data. Search speed of the database must be fast to produce quick results. Now moving toward the topic of relational database management system, define relational database management system. So in this model, data is organized into two-dimensional table and the relationship is maintained by storing a common field. So table may be referred to as files. So define row or tuples. Row or tuples refers to the record for different entities. Field or columns. Field or columns refers to represent attribute for entity. Key field. Key field refers to the field in a record of a data table that contains unique data and separates that record from all other records in the data. Or field in a table which is used to uniquely identify each record. Now next one is primary key. Primary key is a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify rows within the table. Now next one is foreign key. Foreign key is a field in the table that is the primary key in another table. So now coming to our next topic, operation of a relational database management system. So now in relation database management system, a two-dimensional table is formed including data storage. Now if you have to find out a particular data from the table, then we have to know the operation of relational database management system. There are three basic operations used to develop useful sets of data. They are: first one is select, which is used to create a subset of data of all records that meet stated criteria. Second one is join, which function is to combine relational table to provide user with more information than available in individual tables. And the last one is project, which is used to create a subset of columns in a table, creating table with only the information specified. Now the next topic is non-relational database, which is a non-relational database is also known as NoSQL. So a non-relational database or NoSQL is defined as a database that does not use the tabular schema of rows and columns found in the most traditional database system. So non-relational database handle large volumes of unstructured and structured data from web, social media, and graphics. Non-relational database is more flexible data model. So now moving toward the next topic, a database in the cloud. Database in cloud is also called as a cloud database. So a cloud database is defined as a database service built and accessed through a cloud platform. So cloud database serves many of the same functions as the traditional database with the added flexibility of cloud computing. So now moving toward the next topic, capabilities of database management system. First one is data definition capability. Data definition capability specifies a structure of database content used to create table and define the characteristics of fields. Second one is data dictionary. Data dictionary is an automated or manual file storing definition of data elements and their characteristics. Third one is DML, data manipulation language. So DML is a database language that enables insert, delete, update, and retrieve the data from the database. And DML is used to add, change, delete, retrieve data for database. Data from database. Fourth one is designing database. So to create a database, you must understand the relationship among the data, the type of data that will be maintained in the database, how the data will be used, and how the organization will need to change to manage the data from a company-wide perspective. The database requires both a conceptual design and a physical design. The conceptual or logical design of a database is an abstract modes of the database from a business perspective, whereas the physical design shows how the database is actually arranged on direct access storage device. Now the fifth one is design process identifies. So now design process identifies refers to the relationship among the data elements, redundant database elements. Design process identify is most efficient way to group data elements to meet business requirements, need of application programs. And the now sixth one is normalization. Normalization is the process of reorganizing the data in a database so that it meets two basic requirements. Normalization is also defined as the process of decomposing unsatisfactory, that is bad relation, by breaking up their attributes into smaller relations. Now seventh one is referential integrity rules. So a referential integrity rule is a rule defined on a key in one table that guarantee that the value in that key match the value in a key in a related table. Referential integrity rules is used by relational database management system to ensure relationship between tables remain consistent. So now eighth one is entity relationship diagram. So entity relationship diagram refers to an entity relationship model which describes the structure of a database with the help of diagram. So entity relationship diagram is used by database designer to document that the data model. Entity relationship diagram illustrates relationships between entities. So the main question is, if a business doesn't give the data model right system, the system won't be able to serve business well. So now moving to the next topic. What are the tools for improving business performance and business decision making? So first one is big data. Big data is a massive set of unstructured or semi-structured data from the web traffic, social media, sensors, and so on. Big data is a field that trades ways to analyze, systematically extract information from, or otherwise deal with the data sets that are too large or complex to be dealt with by traditional data processing application software. Big data can reveal more patterns and anomalies. So now moving to our business intelligence infrastructure part. Business intelligence refers to the procedural and technical infrastructure that collects, stores, and analyzes the data produced by the company's activities. So business intelligence is also defined as a broad term that encompasses data mining, process analysis, performance benchmarking, and descriptive analysis. So there are some contemporary tools of business intelligence infrastructure are, first one is data warehouse, second one is data marts, third one is Hadoop, fourth one is in-memory computing, fifth one is analytical platforms. So now moving towards the first one, data warehouse. So data warehouse is defined as a database that stores current and historical data of potential interest to decision makers throughout the company. Data warehouse stores current and historical data from many core operational transaction system. The data warehouse provides analysis and reporting tools. The data warehouse consolidates and standardizes information uh, from different operational databases so that the information can be used across the enterprise for management, analysis, and decision making. So now next one is a data mart. So a data mart is defined as a subset of the data warehouse in which a summarized or highly focused portion of the organization data uh, is placed in a separate database for a specific population of users. For example, a company might develop marketing and sales data marts to deal with the customer's information. Data marts typically focuses on single subject or line of business. Now moving to our Hadoop topic. Hadoop, what is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open source distributed processing framework that manages data processing and storage for big data application in scalable clusters of computer servers. Hadoop enables distributed parallel processing of big data across inexpensive computers. Hadoop is used by Facebook, Yahoo, NextBio key services. Hadoop distributed file system SDFS data storage MAP reduce, which means breaks data into cluster for work. And the next one is HBase, which is NoSQL database. So now moving to our in-memory computing topic. So in-memory computing is used in big data analysis, which uses computer and main memory, that is RAM, for data storage to avoid delays in retrieving the data from disk storage. In memory computing, in-memory computing can reduce hours or days of processing to second. In-memory computing requires optimized hardware. So now moving to our analytic platforms topic. Analytic platform is a high-speed platform using both relational and non-relational tools optimized for large data sets. So now analytical tools. Analytical tools is defined as the tools for consolidating, analyzing, and providing access to vast amounts of data to help users make better business decisions. Some tools are OLAP, or multidimensional data analysis, next data mining, next text mining, and the last one is web mining. So coming to our OLAP, online analytical processing. So what is OLAP? OLAP is an approach to answer multidimensional analytical queries swiftly in computing. OLAP is the part of the broader category of business intelligence, which also encompasses relational databases, report writing, and data mining. OLAP is a software for performing multidimensional analysis at high speeds on large volumes of data from a data warehouse, data mart, or some other unified centralized data store. OLAP is a software technology that allows users to analyze information from multiple database systems at the same time. OLAP is a technology that organizes large businesses database and supports complex analysis. So now moving to our data mining topic. Data mining is a process used by the companies to turn raw data into useful information. Data mining is the process of finding anomalies, patterns, and correlation within the large data sets to predict outcomes. Data mining finds hidden patterns, relationship in data sets, example, customer buying patterns, etc. Data mining infers rules to predict future behavior. There are some type of information obtainable from data mining. First, association. Second, sequences. Third, classification. Fourth, clustering. And the last one is forecasting. Now moving to our text mining topic. Text mining is also known as text data mining. Text mining is the process of transforming unstructured text into a structured format to identify meaningful patterns and news insights. Text mining is a sentiment analysis software which mines emails, blogs, social media to detect options. Text mining extracts key elements from large unstructured data sets like stored emails, call centers, transcripts, and legal cases, patent descriptions, service reports, etc. and so on. Now, what is web mining? Web mining is the process of using the data mining techniques and algorithms to extract information directly from the web by extracting it from web documents and services. Web content, hyperlinks, and server logs. The goal of web mining is to look for patterns in web data by collecting and analyzing information in order to gain insight to trends, the industry, and users in general. So now moving to our databases and the web, or web database. Databases and the web is also called as web database. Both are the same thing. So many companies use web to make some internal databases available to customers or partners. A web database is a database application designed to be managed and accessed through the internet. The purpose of a database in a web application are database applications are used to sort or filter and present information based upon the web result from the users. Web database typical configuration includes web server, application server, or middleware or CGI scripts. And the last one is database servers. Hosting database server is also said to be a hosting DBMS. Now the advantage of using a web for database access are: first, easy use of browser software. Second, web interface require few or no change to database. Third one is inexpensive to add web interface to system. So this figure is of linking internal database to the web. So this figure represents user access on organizational internal database through the web using their desktop PCs and web browser software. So now moving toward managing the firm's data resources. Um, so now first one is information policy. Define information policy. Information policy refers broadly to the way of an organization manages the knowledge and information that it allows to reach the public, including the types of information delivered as well as the means of delivery. It is also defined as the set of all public laws, regulation, and policies that encourages, discourages, or regulate the creation, storage, access, and communication, dissemination of information. Next one is define data administration. Data administration is a high-level function that is responsible for all the overall management of data resources in an organization, including database planning, analysis, design, implementation, and maintenance. Next one is define data governance. Data governance is a term used on both a macro and a micro level. Data governance is defined as a process of managing the availability, usability, integrity, and security of the data in an enterprise system based on internal data standards and policies that also control data uses. Database administration. So database administration refers to the whole set of activities performed by a database administrator to ensure that a database is always available as needed. So next one is define data quality. Data quality is defined as a measure of the condition of data based on factors such as accuracy, completeness, consistency, reliability, and whether it's up to date. Next one is data quality audit. Data quality audit is a structured survey of the accuracy and level of completeness of the data in an information system. Its main goal is to find out whether the data set has the required quality. Now the next one and last one is data cleansing. So data cleansing is a software to detect and correct data that are incorrect, incomplete, improperly formatted, or redundant. So now the chapter 6 ended up to here. Okay. Thank you, dear viewers, for watching my video. So please keep supporting like this. Thank you very much.